after the incredible success of the revivals in the 1870s, Moody moved on to try to create schools, to create more men kind of like him. He wouldn't have said that, but to create more people for a man without any education who had a passion for souls and no means to get the education they needed to effectively work for God. This is something that Moody struggled with himself, having only a grade school education. Dealing with that, he wanted to allow people like him to still be able to serve God and get an education. In one article by Dunn, it's cited below, he discusses that by the 1890s, Moody probably wouldn't have even been admitted into the Bible Institute himself because of his lack of education. But this school was not easy to create, even for the Chicago Evangelization Society that he had made with the help of some of his friends. It required a great deal of money, a great deal of education, and a great deal of skill, none of which Moody possessed. But they did get it up and running. The problems came with personality conflicts between Emma Dreyer and Moody. There was some problems. Moody resigned, and then she had a negative reaction to that because she felt like it was her fault. It was this giant misunderstanding that caused a lot of tension and bad blood, and it ended up that then Emma left the board, and the clash of personalities was a real struggle for a little while for the school. Of course, after Moody's death in 1899, the Bible Institute was renamed the Moody Institute, given his name. This wasn't really the only difficulty that he had. In the article by James Fenley, which is right here, Education in the Church Controversy is what it's called, also cited below. This article discusses how it was an amazing feat for Moody to be able to create these schools and keep them running. He was able to raise money and he was able to win attention from people. But it literally, the article states, the job grew beyond him. And that's why there was a lot of wisdom in his opting for having a board to oversee things and keep his schools going. And I think that this shows a great deal of humility from Moody, and all of the interactions in both of these articles discuss all of the struggles that they faced and that the school faced together. And there was a great deal of humility on Moody's part because he was willing to admit when he was wrong. He, just as in the incident with the man down the stairs, he was willing to admit when he was wrong, when he was in the wrong, and when something was beyond what he was capable of handling, which is an attribute that I think as everyone who's a Christian should strive to have, is to be willing to be wrong. And Mr. Moody was definitely that, and it showed, and it made him go far, and people respected him for that.